Kids, what's up? Line reference hack. If you're having problems with line reference questions, watch a short video and get some secret tips. First things first, when you're answering line reference questions, remember this math formula, kids. Boom. Two components in answering any line reference question. They are locate the line in question that they give you, and then we just simply have to Scooby-Doo or reword the line into the answer choices here. This is the formula. LR line reference equals 2 plus 8 equals 10. All right, so the two components, as we said before, locate plus reword. Location of a line reference question, we give it a value of a 2. The rewording part, we give it a value of an 8. 2 plus 8 will equal the answer. The difficulty of any answer on ACT, we just assume, we just make a random number, 10. What does this really mean? A line reference question is going to be easy to locate the line. Why? Because they tell you in line 28. All right. How hard is that to find line 28? Not hard at all. So we just give it a simple value of 2 since we're trying to get to 10. The rewording part is going to be the harder part for a line reference question. So we're going to need some tools over here. The tools we'll use are look at the topic sentence, use the good stinky rule plus or minus, and we want to look for flag flip-floppers. Flag flip-floppers, the number one flag flip-flopper that you're going to see on the test is the word but. Then you're going to see other words like however, on the other hand, yet. We are going to progress through the program, and later you're going to keep your eyes open for all of these words from the English section that we call structural clues. Those words help us understand that there's going to be some type of a transition from sentence to sentence. Therefore, for example, for instance, moreover, recently, since. Those are all words telling us something is happening that ACT is probably going to ask us about. What do? We just simply circle that word. My recommendation would be anytime we're answering a line reference question, simply go into that paragraph. For example, here's our paragraph, and they're asking us about this particular line here, line 25. First thing I would do is I would locate line 25, right? Then I'd take my fingers like this and simply just scratch the paragraph. Scratch going vertically, looking as you drag your fingers down the paragraph. Doon, 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 doon. Hey, there's the word but. Even though the word but is not on the line that's in question, I'm probably going to have to use that to answer the question. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at a working example, kids. All right, in your handout, we're going to start with problem number 13. So make sure that you have your booklet open to problem number 13. Here it is. When the author claims that Icelanders live on the scale of tribal, line 49, he mostly nearly means what? All right, so what do? Go and find that line. All right, so here is line 49 right here. And the first thing that I do is I simply take my fingers and scratch that paragraph. Boom, scratch. As we come down here, we simply scratch. See it? There we have it. We have the word but. All right. That's the first thing. Then what we're going to do is read the sentence. All right. It starts up here. It says, there's one well-known film director, one Nobel Prize winning novelist, one international rock star, period. In Iceland, modern life is complete, but lived on the scale of tribal. So it says here it's complete, and then we see the flag flip-flopper that says it's not complete. All right. So we know that we're going to have to talk about living in Iceland with a complete society. And then on the other side, it's going to say it's not complete. All right, that's the first thing that we're going to do. All right. Then the second thing is we're going to look at our answer choices. Let's zap back here and start crossing stuff out. So we know that we've got to be talking about Iceland and society. It says they still have traditional occupations that exist since tribal times, such as fishing. All right, they never really mentioned fishing. Okay, let's take a look at B. Each person fits into Iceland's society by performing a well-defined job. Okay, is that closer to what we see here in line 49? Iceland's life, modern life, is complete, but it's not complete. All right, I feel like that's on topic. Why? Because they're talking about Iceland's society, and here they talk about Iceland's life, society, and life. Scooby-Doo off of each other. Put it out by that one. Take a look at C. There's only limited number of modern roles, such as ambassador, traditional society in Iceland. Okay, ambassador. I feel like that's starting to go astray. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at D. Only a few Icelanders are still involved in traditional occupations related to non-mineral exports. Non-mineral exports, I feel like that's a little bit off topic. However, I'm not 100% sure on this one. You see why we call this a 2 plus 8 equals 10? Because the rewording part of this is actually pretty hard, kids. All right. So we have done a couple things here. The first thing that we did here is we came over here and we looked for flag flip-floppers by scratching. All right, let's go ahead and use this good stinky rule. All right, come over here, let's find that good stinky rule and see what we think of that paragraph. It says here, in Iceland, modern life is complete. Okay, so I feel like that's a detail, and that detail is there to support the topic sentence. Right? So let's just have a look at that topic sentence, which, by the way, is one of our secret tips. Incredibly, its capitalist society is without excess. So there's no excess. If there's no extra, that means there's probably no waste. I feel like that's positive. All right. Go back down over and take a look at our answer choices after we've used the good stinky rule, and we've looked at the topic sentence, and we used flag flip-floppers. Is this paragraph talking about traditional occupations when we're dealing with modern society with no excess? Here it says traditional occupations still exist in primal times. Okay, that means we probably have old jobs and new jobs. I don't feel like that's like, I feel like that's a lot of stuff. It doesn't feel like it's like pretty skim. When there's no excess, it means kind of like minimal, right? See how I just kind of Scooby-Dooed that? I Scooby-Dooed it because I looked at several areas, kids. That's the main thing that I'm talking about. Here, each person fits into small society by performing well-defined jobs. When there is no excess, it's a small society and there are well-defined jobs. You see that? Look at that topic sentence here. That kind of gave it away for me. Without excess. I'm liking that answer choice. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other ones. Here it says there's only limited number of modern roles. Okay, a limited number of modern roles. I feel like that seems negative, and here it says it's a capitalist society without excess, the good stinky rule. When I use this in conjunction here, I felt like that topic sentence there was positive, right? If I come over to that answer choice, there's only a limited number of roles. I feel like that's negative. All right, look at answer choice D. It says only a few Icelanders still involved in traditional occupations related to non-mineral exports. First of all, I feel like that's off topic. And there's only a limited few Icelanders. I feel like I don't know. I feel like this seems like those jobs are going away. It feels a little bit more on the negative side. The correct answer here is Scooby-Doo from the topic sentence and using it are flag flip-floppers. B is the correct answer when you come over and you use the 3 different tools that I mentioned here. See the topic sentence, label it good, stinky rule, and look for flag flip-floppers. Kids, make sure you understand what I'm saying here in this video. Line reference question is all about the rewording part of it. So they're going to test your vocabulary and they're going to test your ability to weed through long sentences. We've learned through genius mapping, when they ask us about a sentence that's like super long, like this, we try and reduce it down to its basic essence with the noun and the verb. Also, the other thing to keep in mind is you can't just look at this sentence just from that particular view. You have to look at it as a whole. All right, kids? So, if this is the sentence that's in question, this sentence is a smaller component of the paragraph. It's there for a reason, and that reason we've learned in genius mapping is to support your topic sentences. Okay? One other thing I did want to mention is this, kids, that sometimes when you are asked here about this sentence is super long and it's cryptic, you have no idea, it's stuff that you've never heard about, big vocabulary words and so forth. If you quickly look at the topic sentence and the topic sentence is still pretty weird, what you can do is you can look above at the previous paragraph's topic sentence, because this topic sentence, according to Scooby-Doo and Genius Mapping, has to say the same thing as this one, which has to say the same thing as the one below. So sometimes by getting a bird's eye view and just reviewing your topic sentences gets you back on track to get the right answer. So kind of keep that in mind here. Topic sentences, good stinky rule, and watch out for flags. Let's take a look at one last final working example. Question number 19 is a great question to introduce a new concept here called the bell tower. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. It's a line reference question that says the author indicates the information in the 6th paragraph, lines 50 to 62, about the Icelandic telephone book for what reason? What are we trying to emphasize here? All right, so let's go ahead and find line 50 to 62. When we do that, you see here's line 50 and 62 is down over here. Wait, what? Okay. So we already know that we have our passage, and our passage is written in paragraph format, and how you write a paragraph through genius mapping is topic sentence followed by details. Details are there to support the topic sentence, but they put your topic sentence down here and the details way up there. Okay, but yet there's a big gap down over here. Now, a normal person would say, I would never do that. What I would do is just take these 4 sentences here, put them up at the top here, and then push everything down to fill that space. And when we did that, this is what the passage would look like now, which would be a little bit more, easy to read, and it would look nicer. You would get that out of there, right? You would put this 4 sentences up here, push everything down, so now we would have the passage that would look like this. Okay, so that's off. And you see how it's a little bit more level? Instead, they give you something like this, which is hard to read. Topic sentence way down here and details up here. All right, now let's go ahead and blow this up and take a look at that paragraph. And that paragraph talks about the Icelandic telephone book. So let's go in there and find where it talks about the telephone book. All right, here it is, the telephone book. All right, you'll notice that the telephone book is in our paragraph, and that part of the paragraph is called what? Yep, it's the details. What's the job of the detail here? If I were to illustrate this and splice those two paragraphs back together, this is what you'd see. Telephone book is here, and that is supposed to support the topic sentence. But kids are lazy and kids are under time constraints, so ACT knows that the last place that they're going to look is going to be the furthest place away. Here we know for sure this sentence here is a detail to support the topic sentence. So if we come over here, kids, we look at this, look at your topic sentence, and use some good stinky rule and see if there's some flag flip-floppers. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Let's have a quick look at our topic sentence. So if we were to go from where it says telephone book here, and we were to go down to take a look at the paragraph topic sentence, we see it down over here. Let's go ahead and see the reason they're saying something about the telephone book is because it's supporting this. It's saying, like a tribe, it is a society it's rooted in the archaic. It refers back to capitalist society, which refers back to up here, which talks about Iceland. So it is like a tribe. Iceland is like a tribe. All right, great. So if we are like a tribe, because we live in Iceland, then we go into our answer choices and see what does that mean. Number 19, if we're a tribe, is the country extensively using technology? If we're a tribe, B, is Iceland method of listing names in order of their first name? Does that make sense for a tribe? C, if we're a tribe and we have a telephone book, is it a great variety of names? If we're a tribe, are people familiar with each other because it's a tribe? D. See that? It's right off the topic sentence, kids, and also you saw the introduction of the bell tower. The bell tower means you're going to split the topic sentence away from the details at the bottom of the passage. So if you see something like this, they ask you about something down over here at the bottom, don't be afraid to look up at the top up here. Or if they ask you about something at the top of column 2, don't be afraid to look down at the bottom, especially if they split that in half. Now, something that's even more common as well is flag flip-floppers. Yep, that's right, kids, flags. So how would they use it here? What they would do is they would say something down here, and they might say something like, oh yeah, you know, Iceland is awesome. We love this place because people are so friendly, all right? Then you would think that the good stinky rule, this is a positive answer choice, and then up here they would start by saying something negative, you know, and they would put the word like, you know, right here they would say something like, but Iceland has a super high crime rate, all right? So we see that as a flag flip-flopper. You never get there unless you think about the bell tower, so that would be negative. There it is, kids. It's line reference hacking. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.